Welcome back to the channel, and this is my beginner's introduction to cloth simulation in Blender in 2026. Now this video is going to be super simple. We're going to start by looking at 3 examples. I'm going to show you first of all how to make this simulation here where we have a nice heavy cloth that falls into a little bowl. Then the next example I'm going to show you is how we make a pillow using some cloth pressure. This one is extremely simple. And then we're going to look at the last example, which is going to be setting up a little flag simulation. So all of these use Blender's cloth simulation, but in a little bit of a different way. We're not going to be looking at all the thousands of different little things. Well, there's not thousands of them, but we're not going to be looking at absolutely every setting. We're just going to be looking at the ones that you need as a beginner to make these 3 different examples, right? And I think it's going to be a ton of fun. So if you're new at Blender and if you always want to dive into cloth, I'm here to reassure you that this is something you can do as a beginner, and this video is going to be for you. It's going to be clear, well explained, and something that you can follow along. So go ahead, get yourself a free copy of Blender, jump in, and let's do this cloth for beginners tutorial together in Blender. So if a new scene open up in Blender, let's make a really simple scene. And this is one of the first tutorials I ever followed. I think it was by Tutor4U, and this is like 15, 16, maybe 17 years ago. And what it was just like a bowl and then the cloth falls in it. So I think we'll do that because I think it'll be a ton of fun. So go ahead and just select all the default objects and press delete. Then you're gonna go ahead and go Shift A. You're gonna go to your mesh option here, and let's just quickly add in a UV sphere. Now this is extremely simple. We're just making a little ball here. So with this sphere selected, just tab into edit mode. All you have to do is select half of this sphere, and if it doesn't select it like this when you're in your front view, all you have to do is just enable the X-ray up here. And then you can drag through and select all of those and go X and delete those vertices. And then just select these bottom verts like so and go S, Z, and then 0. So S, Z, 0. And now you have this. And you can press A to select everything and go E to extrude. Just right click, but with it still active, go Alt S and just scale in along the normals like so. There we go. And I'm going to turn off the X-ray and then just press A to select everything and go Alt N. So that's really important, Alt N, and then go recalculate the outside. It's just to correct the normals. So now you've made this ball here. So what we're going to do, we're going to tab back into object mode. You're going to go G, Z, and move it up roughly till it's sitting on the floor, and you can go over to your modifiers, search here and type in sub, give it a subdivision surface, and then you can right click and go shade smooth. And if you want to, you can bump this up and you can apply it as well. I'm just going to go ahead and apply it. So now we have this nice round ball. Cool. Now this is going to be totally worth it. I know we did a little bit extra making this ball, but now we can go Shift A. We go over to our mesh option. Let's add in a plane. We're going to go G, Z, and move this plane up. Click, and then we're going to go S to scale this plane up like so. Now, whenever we scale something in object mode, if we're going to add a simulation to it, especially a cloth, it's important that we go Control A or Command A and we apply that scale. And the reason is because Blender looks at the scale of an object. So it's not a big deal. If you scale in object mode, just make sure to go Control A or Command A and apply the scale. Now, if we wanted to turn this into a cloth, it obviously needs to be able to bend. So if we tab into edit mode, you're going to see this is just one face. We need a whole bunch of faces. So make sure everything is active. You can right click and go subdivide. Then come down here to the subdivide tab, and then you can type in a number. I'm going to type in 25. And I think that's a good place to start. Ideally, you can even go to 35. Okay, but at least 25 if your computer can handle it. I'm going to go 35. And now I have a whole bunch of little faces. So now we have places where this can fold. So I'm going to go back into object mode. And here's what we're going to do. We want to tell Blender what object needs to be the collision. So we're going to click on our ball over here. We're going to go over to our physics properties. And this is super simple. All you have to do is click on collision. Now there are a whole bunch of settings here. And essentially what these settings do here, if you were working with particles, not cloth, you'd essentially say if a particle hit this, how you want it to interact. Do you want it to stick? Do you want it to move on? That's kind of what this means. We don't need to focus on this because this is not a particle tutorial. What we're looking at is the soft body and the cloth. And essentially, we're not going to change anything, but this is how much the cloth sticks to this, how much it interacts, and how close it gets to the object. But we're going to leave it at the default. Really, all you need to know as a beginner is that you just want to add a collision. Okay. Then what we're going to do, we're going to click on the cloth over here. And once again, over under our physics properties, we're going to come here under collision and give it a cloth. Now, if your cloth just disappears, it just simply means that you're somewhere further on in the timeline. So just drag all the way to the beginning till you're in frame 1. And now you should be able to hit the spacebar and run your simulation. And have a look at that. How cool is that? Now you have a cloth simulation. You can right click and go shade smooth. And if you wanted to, right, to make this look even better, you can go over to your cloth setting and tweak a few of the settings here. Now, right out of the box, if I go back to frame 1 and hit the spacebar, you can see this is what we get. But the downside is here, the cloth is actually going through itself. So what we need to do is we need to go over to our cloth settings, we need to scroll down, and we need to go to the collisions and just enable under here, self collision. Now, if we go back to frame 1 and hit the spacebar, it'll take a little bit longer to run, but you can see here, it's now interacting with itself. And here we have a nice standard cloth simulation. You can also go over to your modifiers. You can add a modifier and type in sub and give it a subdivision surface, and that'll smooth things out a little bit as well. If you wanted to as well, you could go search and type in sol and get a solidify. That gives a little bit of thickness to your cloth as well, which you can actually go ahead and play around with if you wanted to. But this is how fun it is to do a cloth simulation in Blender. You could even go back to frame 1 now, and you can change the way this cloth sits. Maybe I want it to kind of fall like this, or maybe I want it to maybe fall like this, which I think looks kind of cool because we get all these nice wrinkles. But you get the idea here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and select the cloth. I'm going to go over to the physics properties. And what we're going to do here, we're just going to go down to the cache over here. And at the moment, you can see we have 150 frames. And the cache here is set to 150. So essentially, I can bake this simulation into the blend file. But what I'll rather do, I'll just make this 100 frames long. And I'll come here and I'll change the simulation to 100 frames as well. And that's all I really need to demonstrate this. And I'm going to click on bake here. And I'm just going to bake this simulation into the blend file. And now it doesn't matter if I move things or I tab in and out, it's going to keep that. I don't have to restart that every time. If you wanted to resimulate this, you'd have to delete the bake, and then you can change any of these settings and then you could bake it again. But what I've shown you here is just a very simple and fun beginner tutorial on how to make cloth fall into a bowl like this, which is a ton of fun. So let's do the next exercise. What I'm going to do, I'm going to select all of this stuff. I'm going to press M and I'm going to create a new collection. I'm just going to call it cloth bowl, and I'm going to go create. And what I can do now is I can actually hide this cloth bowl layer here. And I'm going to click on my main collection again. And with the main collection active, I'm going to go Shift A and I'm going to now add in a plane. I'm going to scale this plane up nice and big. I'm going to go over to my physics properties and I'm going to go ahead and give it a collision. So now I have a floor. Then I'm going to go Shift A, I'm going to go to my mesh options, I'm going to add in a plane again, and I'm going to go G, Z and move this plane up like so. Let's tab into edit mode, let's right click and go subdivide. Go to your subdivide tab and let's give that 28 subdivisions, okay? Now we have 28 subdivisions. We're going to go E to extrude and extrude it up a little bit like so. Just a little bit and then click. And then we're going to press A to select everything. And just to make sure our normals have not been messed up, we're going to go Alt N and we're just going to recalculate the outside normals. Now we're going to tab back out. And now we're going to turn this into a pillow. So let's go over to our physics. We're going to give it a cloth. Go back to frame 1. And this time what we'll do is we'll actually go down and enable something called pressure. And we'll give it a pressure value of 12. And now if we go to frame 1 and we hit the spacebar, we have a pillow. Now, something cool, something to keep in mind here. You can actually see it's interacting with the ball that I still have over here in the layer. It's still taking it into account. So I think what you do in this situation is, I think I might just be able to untick it over here. And if I go back to frame 1 and I hit the spacebar, you can see that I think that fixes it. Yeah, okay, so just tab in and out of edit mode, go back to frame 1 and make sure that that is unticked, that cloth ball layer. So now if you go to frame 1 and hit the spacebar, you should see a nice bouncy pillow simulation like so. And once again, with this pillow now, we can right click and go shade smooth. And let's go over to the physics and let's go ahead and let's bake that into the blend file like so. Oh, okay, and you can see here I didn't set it to 100 frames, but that's okay. I'll just let it cache to 250. I should have set that to 100 to match the frames here. But as you can see here, we now have a nice bouncy pillow that we've made. How cool is that? So let's grab these two items over here. And because I've actually baked this, I've cached it, I'll actually delete the floor over here. I'll select it and press delete. And now we have a nice bouncy pillow like that. So I'm gonna grab this pillow. I'm gonna go M and create a new collection. I'm gonna call it pillow. I'll go ahead and create it. And I'll just fix this mistake I made here with the naming. And I'm also gonna untick the pillow so it doesn't interact with the next thing. Then I'm gonna go to the collection over here. Now that the collection's active, let's make a flag. So we're gonna go Shift A, we're gonna go to our mesh option, add in a plane. And this is gonna involve learning about pinning. So with the plane selected, I'm gonna go RX90, I'm gonna hit enter. And then I'm gonna tab into edit mode. And in edit mode, I'm gonna go SZ and scale it down about this much. And then I'm gonna come in the middle, go Control R, and you can see a yellow line appear. I'm gonna double click. And now I have roughly these two squares. I can select them both and I can go right click and go subdivide. Then I'm gonna come to the number of subdivisions here. I'm gonna give that 40 cuts, like so. Or maybe 35 in this case, I'll do 35. So now I have it nice and subdivided. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna select the bits we don't want to move. In that case, it's gonna be the end verts here. So I'm gonna select them in the front view. I'm gonna go over to Object Data Properties, and we just need to create a group. So we're gonna click on plus, and we'll double click on this and just call it pin. And then we'll click on Assign. So these guys over here are active, and we've just assigned them to that pin group. And now we can tell the cloth simulation that we want everything to be affected except that pin group. So let's go back into object mode. We'll grab our flag and let's go over to our physics. Let's give it a cloth, go to frame 1, and then scroll down on the cloth. And this time we're gonna go over here to, there should be a setting here. I think it's all the way past the bake, all the way down under shape. So keep going down to the bottom till you see the shape. Then come to the pin group and then click there and get that pin group that you created. And now if you go to frame 1 and you hit the space bar, you're gonna see everything falls except that pin group. So let's right click, go shade smooth. Currently the flag's going through itself. So once again, we need to go down to self collision and enable that. Then go back to frame 1. And now if we hit the space bar, you can see we have this nice flag simulation. Now, if it all crunches up like this, don't worry too much. It just means for the amount of resolution we have, the collision distance is set incorrectly. So what we need to do is whenever that happens, just come over here to the object collision, make it 0.002 and make the self collision distance 0.002, make it much smaller. And then if we go back to frame 1 and we hit the space bar, you can see we no longer have that bad collision like that. So we now have a flag, but the problem is it's not really doing what we want a flag to do. So what we can do is we can add what's called a force field. So in the front view, go Shift A, go over to your force fields and let's add in some wind. Move the wind over here to the side and then rotate it like so. And there is our wind, and the direction is wherever the arrow is going. Then go over to your physics and let's give the wind a strength of 200. And then let's go to frame 1 and hit the space bar. And it's having a little bit of an effect, but not too much. So maybe let's take the strength up to 2000 in this case. Let's go back to frame 1, hit the space bar. And I think we're getting a little bit more influence, but not as much as we're looking for. So I might just take this up to 120,000. And let's see what that does. There we go. So at 120,000, you can see we're getting this nice strong effect. Maybe a little bit too strong. Maybe I'll take it down to maybe 80,000. Let's have a look. And I think 80,000 in this case works good. So the scale of your flag is also going to affect the strength of this and how you have it set up. But that's looking really, really good. So what I can do now is I can actually grab this flag. I can go over to the physics and I'll just go ahead and I'll bake that as well. Forget about the bake. I forgot to set it to 100 over here. So I'm setting it to 100 and now I'm baking it. So there we have it. I'm gonna go Shift A. I'm just gonna add in a mesh object. I'm gonna add in a cylinder. And I'll scale that way down and then go SZ to scale it up. Like so, and I'm just gonna place it over here as a flagpole. And I might even add in a UV sphere and scale that down. And just kind of add like the top of the pole here. But this is optional, I'm just doing it for decoration. Something like that. Yeah, that's looking good. So here we have a great example of how to make a flag using cloth simulation. Cool. So that is the 3 different examples. So I'll grab the flag over here and everything. I'll go M, create a new collection and call it flag, and go ahead and create. And there we have it. So here are our examples. We'll just run through them again. In this beginner tutorial, I've shown you how to make a ball simulation with a cloth. I've shown you how to do a nice bouncy pillow, and I've shown you how to do a flag. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. I'll see you next time, and thank you for watching.